All right. Gonna get all of my invites out. That was my bad. Welcome in, welcome in. Everybody, as we're coming in, please. I do want to hit 1,000 likes before I bring anybody up to have a discussion. If you think you can tell if someone in the bathroom is trans, go ahead and request the box. I'm going through my share list right now. If you hold down on my face and scroll down for every one of those sends you hit, it is an individual share. I do appreciate it. If you can, please start tapping the screen. I do want to hit 1,000 likes prior to bringing any guests up. That does include co-hosts. Michaela, I see you. Hi. I'm going to turn this up. There we go. Okay. Something like that. I don't know. We're going to figure this out. I got a new light and everything like that. I don't know if you guys can tell that I got like a switch in the... All right. Courtney, hey, how's it going? Welcome in, everybody. Please tap the screen. I do want to hit 1,000 likes before I bring up anybody. If you think you can tell if someone in the bathroom is trans, go ahead and hit the request box. I'd like to hear from you. Other than that, please tap the screen. I do want to hit 1,000 likes. Jade, I see you down there. It's good to see you. Mary, hi. Casey, I see you down there as well. I'm trying to female. Chris, good, nice to meet you. I'm glad that you're open about it. Thank you so much for the heart me. I appreciate it, Jade. And I appreciate you, Mary. Thank you so much for the heart me, or the hand hearts. That's what it's called, the hand hearts. I promise I'm gonna be okay. There's 2 hand heart. There we go. That was redemption for the first one. Appreciate it. Okay, so we are over 1,000. If you think you can tell if someone in the bathroom is trans, please request the box. I do want to talk to you. Thank you guys for the follows. I appreciate it. Alrighty, I did get a request from my beautiful co-host, Miss Mary.
Hi, love.
How are you?
TGIF, that's all I'm gonna say.
Well,
TG.
we're gonna find out right now. We're gonna really find out right now. Continue tapping the screen. I do want to hit 10K likes. Please, the likes help keep the live going. Let's TikTok know that we are real people.
You want to know how I
Can,
know?
can I get your age?
Oh, I'm 32.
Cool. Yeah, how do you know?
When they look like me and they go in the women's restroom, that's how I know.
Okay, so what if that's a trans man who's trying to follow the law?
Okay, well, trying to follow the law, if you go into, if my 11-year-old daughter's in that bathroom, that's,
Are you gonna, okay, so a trans man was assigned female at birth, right? So you want
no,
females in
wait,
the
wait. What do
female
you mean it's not?
bathroom.
He was born with, uh, I don't want to say, this is, maybe a
Penis?
little out of my,
Vagina?
yeah.
You can say it.
No,
Yeah,
no, a man
it's
Vintage.
is
okay to
born,
use.
a man is
It's
born with a
okay to
penis.
use. Yeah,
Right, correct. Okay.
a
Yeah,
male is
so you
born with a
whenever you come
penis.
out,
Okay.
if you get an Easter egg and you open it, if
Birdman.
there's a
Joe
dollar
Bell.
in it, there's a
Thank you so
dollar.
much
If
for
there's a
having me.
piece of candy, there's a piece of
Birdman.
candy. When you're
Birdman.
born with a penis, you're a man.
Birdman. Okay, cool. We're gonna go down, your line of logic, okay? We're gonna go down your line of logic, okay? With the genital thing, okay? So, again, a trans man is born with a vagina, okay?
Okay.
Okay. I didn't
Right.
say I just said trans man, okay? That's what I'm
Yeah, I'm
saying.
trying to keep
Like,
up because I'm like I said, I'm out of my depth with all the analysis.
because like you're taught to just like like basic gender roles, um um like very nuclear family type roles, you know what I mean? um and so like I wasn't allowed to test the waters of like of gender or anything like that. I was very 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 much forced into um like the man category um for some odd reason. um I still don't even know. We don't know. There's a lot of ambiguous things with me. They were just they put me in that box cuz that's what they want. But there's a whole story behind me that I'm still dealing with doctors and whatnot to the age of 32, and I'm still learning a whole lot about myself.
Yeah, 32
Um,
right here also.
hey, W 93. Heck
Oh,
yeah.
oh well,
Oh,
technically, I guess I turned 33 this year, 92.
oh, 92. Okay.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I'm kidding. Um, so here's the thing though, and something that I do kind of to go all the way back to kind of what we were starting out when we were talking, when you said that somebody who looks like me going into the women's restroom, and I said, well, what about trans men? And the reason I stated that was because it just hold up my fucking
Hold on, it's trans
headphones.
men. You mean woman becoming that part still confused me. Like when it
Sure.
says
Yeah,
trans men,
in
I assume
in
that's a man becoming a woman.
in basic terms, yes, that would be somebody who was a woman who came into terms with who they were. They realized that they were a man, um, although they were not born with the assigned sex that aligned with typically with man. So like that is where like there's like point five point 4.5% of the population are trans men. Very 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 small population of people. Trans women are point like point 0.5 point 0.6. um but we like trans people make up a very 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 small amount of the population. But going back to like trans men and whatnot, like we have to take into terms like these are men who um like have full on beards, like look exactly like you do, 100%. But with the legislation that's going through, and it's another reason why I'm doing this, is because we have a bunch of House of Representative things. Like, if you notice, I'm not sitting here and arguing necessarily about like the existence of trans people. I'm more or less, the reason I'm doing this is because I want to talk to concerned people who may not understand fully. But at the same time, I want to solve a bunch of problems. And at the very end, as a concerned dad, I wanna pitch an idea. But hold on. So trans men like you would have to go into the women's restroom because they were assigned female at birth, and they look just like you, so they would have to go into the women's restroom. How would you know that that person you followed into the man that you followed into the women's restroom isn't a trans man who is following the law? That's the problem, you know. So it what we have to do is we have to look at the statistics, and we have to look at, oh, hi Jobo, good to see you. We have to look at the statistics and everything like that, especially like when it comes to our kids and whatnot. We have to think of like the risk, like when it comes to certain things. So like if we look at where most of the problems with children occur, it is usually like actually in a safe place, like their own home, church, in a school environment, by people that they know. You
Yeah.
know, um,
It's a lot
it's
less
not.
likely to happen in a public space like a bathroom or
It honestly, it's very very low that it would,
Yeah,
because there's
it,
there's there's so much traffic in public restrooms, as like, well, thank you so much for the finger hearts, I appreciate it. um so there's that as well. I'm trying to think of the best way
And
to
can I
put
just
this.
interrupt you for a second?
Absolutely, go ahead. I
Dave,
gotta gather my
you
thoughts
need
really quick.
you need some mods in the chat because there's a hell of a lot of misogyny. I've been told to go and cook some dinner by 3 different people in the chat.
Oh, all right. Let me take a look.
Okay.
Hold on.
But I told
Hey,
them I would go and
I'll
cook some dinner, but I'll do it with a doctorate.
Ooh. Whew. Hold on. Let me. That was spicy. I like that. Oh, Bird.
I think
What
Batman
happened?
just dropped.
Oh, I was actually having a
Sorry.
great conversation. All right,
Also,
mods.
too.
Wait, Katana, are you are modded? Yeah. All right, I got mods down there. I got mods. How's life been since? Oh my goodness, who is that?
Hey, guys.
Okay, cool. Goose is in here. Goose, do I have enough spots? I don't know if I have an extra slot for
Oh,
mod.
Dr. Jabel, someone questioning if you're truly a doctor. I just
That's all right.
said
They can
that.
question it all they
I
want. Oh,
know. I
Batman
know.
told me to get in the kitchen
Unity
and
and
cook.
Doctor, go to the fucking kitchen and make me a sandwich, you fucking twat.
Oh, look at that.
Oh my
Goodbye, Batman.
goodness.
I'm
Can I have a
Batman.
clip of that?
I know,
I'm
right?
Batman.
Dr. Jabel, I had somebody
Killer
actually
Roar.
comment to that, go make a sandwich. You know, my response was, no, I'm having a chocolate
Killer Roar.
martini.
Hey everyone.
Skillard, can I get your age?
Yeah, I'm 41.
Perfect. And real quick before we continue, ladies and gentlemen, theys and thems in the chat, if we could please get the likes up to 20K. The likes help keep the live going. Let's TikTok know that we are real people having a real conversation. Monroe, thank you so much for the heart me. Appreciate it. So Skillard, how do you know someone who is using the bathroom is trans?
Great question. And I think this is absolutely a fair question. If they're going in, it's usually a stall, right? So that everyone has a bathroom stall. It's not like a urinal, stand-up urinal, right? But here's a question. I have a question and an answer. I'll answer
Thank you,
first, but
Alex.
the question after that. Someone that goes to the bathroom that is trans and just passed by everyone and everyone just assumes it's, that gender. If they're standing over the toilet and that pee drop when you hear it, right?
What is it with
But
the
if you're sitting
sound
down,
of peeing
Dude,
here?
can we just take a moment? Like, I got absolutely just fucking ran through on that post where I literally was just like, I don't understand why people use that argument. No one says that. Nobody says that. I need to remind myself to go back through all of my debates and just clip like all of them and have like the dun 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 dun. Can you hear them pee? That's what the fuck it sounds like. You guys are fucking weird. Holy shit.
Skill.
That's just one.
Okay, Skill. I have been married.
I'm gonna set a new goal. Go ahead.
Skill. I have been married for 36 years to my cisgender male husband, right? Obviously,
Yeah.
I have heard him pee, and the sound of my pee does not sound any different than his. That is the most ridiculous claim I have ever heard.
Okay, so what I would say to that is, what we do when we're going to pee in the midnight, we want to wake up anyone. We pee on the against the bowl, don't hit the water. And sometimes women don't have that target precision.
This is fucking happening right now. I just need to
Skill,
just.
I can't.
Are you really arguing that you
Every
can
fucking
hear
day.
the difference
Every fucking day.
of the
Every fucking day is
stream?
something new. Yo.
No.
What?
You go to public bathroom
Help.
and someone's standing up with the feet pointed towards the toilet, and then you hear this pee. Someone looks down and is like, Hey man, that's girls standing. And
Who?
I've
This
seen
is another
movies
thing that I
where it's
never
like
understand.
girls.
Who in their right mind thinks that trans women stand up to pee? Who in their right
Well,
mind thinks that a
that's what I'm
trans
asking.
woman goes into the women's restroom and thinks that, hey, yeah, I'm gonna continue to stand and pee? Like,
Why would they
I
not?
need the
Why
world
why
to
do you
get
say that they
so.
shouldn't?
How do I put this? Fucking for real for me, please. Please be so fucking
Man,
for real.
I mean, ma'am, I'm saying there are distinctions, and if you're asking me, would we know if someone's trans? I'm thinking the best trans person that I couldn't even know they
No,
were
no. What about if
like
they're
that,
post-op?
and
How
then
are
they
you
go
gonna
in there.
tell?
If they're turning their feet towards the toilet, I'm considering they're trans at that point.
What if they're post-op? What are you gonna do
Help
then?
me. Fucking help me. I just.
What do you
This
guys?
can't be real.
Why?
This can't be real.
It is
Like I
real.
could just.
It is real.
How am I gonna get just absolutely mollywopped through my comments? 2,200 comments of just hate in that one thing to a point where I had to turn the comments off because you little twat waffles, fucking assholes.
Well, you're asking us, how
Not
do we
you,
know
Skillard,
objectively?
necessarily, but people who are thinking like you. Also, Goose is 100% correct.
Yeah.
Who the fuck is looking at people's feet in the bathroom?
Well, hey, sometimes you look
Help!
down first before you
Fucking
push the
help!
door open, right? Sometimes if the door looks closed, you're gonna look down first just to see,
Not
and then
no, no.
does everyone
You
knock?
just you
No,
No,
knocked
you
on the
look
Skill.
down
door.
first. In a public
Skill.
bathroom, do you knock or
Skill.
do you
No,
look
I am
down?
not
I
looking
say
at
you look down.
anybody in the stall next to me, Gil. I am not looking at
How do you
anybody.
know someone's in the
Some of
bathroom?
y'all really make me so self-conscious to go in the bathroom. I swear to God, like the fuck.
So Skill.
No. Oh God. You know, as a cis
I'm not
woman with
saying a
short
lot of
hair,
things are
I'm
inside.
almost daring people when I go into the bathrooms these days. Just I dare you.
Skill.
Come on.
Skill. I go into the bathroom.
Why do women
Do
go
you
to the
mind?
bathroom
Okay,
together and men just
Skill.
don't go
Skill.
alone?
I'm talking. Skill. I'm talking. I literally go into the
All right.
bathroom, do what I need to do, wash my hands, maybe touch up my
Gross, by
makeup
the
if
way.
I need to, and then I leave. I don't look at any feet that's next to me. I'm not looking
You don't
at
poo or
somebody
pee
who's. What's.
in
I'm
the
sorry?
bathroom?
Fuck.
I'm sorry, what did you just
Because like
say?
if you're going to poo and pee, you're gonna like make sure you're not gonna walk in on someone that's poo and peeing. Sometimes
No, because they're in a closed
I
stall.
hyperactively
I'm
look
not.
Jelbo.
maybe
Skill.
someone didn't lock the
Skill.
door,
I
and then I
am
just
not.
strum in there.
Skill.
I cannot.
Jelbo.
I'm
Skill.
respectful.
Is there a study to prove that the
Skill.
IQ of America drops as the days go along?
No, but
Exponentially.
there is
Please help.
studies proving that the level of education in the US is actually a lot lower than in other
Yes, it
first
is.
world countries.
Yep.
It is.
That one I
Exactly.
know.
Yes.
And they prove it every day.
All right, and then if you did your research, you would know I'm Canadian. So
You know
Oh,
what? I'm a dual
that's almost
citizen
worse,
of
eh?
both the U.S.
God,
and
that's
Canada.
terrible.
Skill, by the way.
you
I'm a
guys are
dual
worse.
citizen of both. I'm a dual citizen of both. So I'm Canadian and a U.S. citizen. Skill.
That's good. So you're dumb in both countries.
What? What was that? Say it again. Don't worry. I'll
Wow.
say it.
Apparently, I'm dumb in both countries.
What was that? Oh, so sorry. I didn't catch the end of that sentence as you were dropping the fuck back into my comment section because you were disrespected one of my panelists and co-hosts and friends. So enjoy. We're gonna move on to our next guest. Thank you guys so much for continued tapping. We're at 15K. If we could please hit 20, I would appreciate that very, very much. Mary, I love you. I'm sorry I could not handle that level of disrespect in any way, shape, or form. I can handle.
Don't
the-
touch Mary.
Nope. No.
Don't touch Mary.
I just love, like, I don't know what has been The obsession with the sound of P. We have heard that over the last couple weeks. Like, why all of a sudden is that like the topic? I could tell
I mean,
by
it's a
the sound
Visa
of
card.
that
It's a, you
of
know.
P.
Carla.
Oh, God.
Carla.
Do you have the salt shaker? Because I was trying to put salt on my watermelon.
Carla.
And we can't
Are you
find
with
the
us?
Salt shaker, rump shaker. Let me go.
Carla.
I think she's making pasta.
All right. I want to know what her recipe is.
Oh, I can actually come up here and start giving you guys recipes because I'm translating my grandmother's cookbook from Spanish to English. And
Ooh.
I can do that while holding a PhD.
Hey, faggot, shut
Sorry,
the fuck
I'm not
up.
going to let that
Wow.
go.
Faggot, shut the fuck up.
Oh,
Oh, well, hello. Yeah, so
I'm gonna
much
go sit in a
love,
corner
so
and
much
cry
love
now.
tonight.
Yeah. Oh, my feelings. Oh.
Like, I haven't heard that before.
Yeah, I was gonna say, can we? People are not creative. All right. Thank you guys so much for continuing to tap the screen. Appreciate the gifting of Jabel and Mary. They are amazing co-hosts. NRG, can I get your age, please?
Yeah, 30.
Perfect. And how do you know someone who is using the bathroom is trans?
I don't, and that's because I'm a normal person. When I go to the bathroom, I'm not really making eye contact with people, you know? I'm not checking everyone out. I'm going in to pee. So I don't know why. Like, it's crazy these people are getting worked up about this.
WNRG in the chat. I appreciate that. I am going to drop you down, though. I am only looking for opposition.
No
But
worries.
you did. You answered my question right on point. Is just people need to learn to mind their damn business.
That's it.
Yep. All right, NRG. You have a good rest of your night.
Yeah, you too.
Cheers. All right. We are going to go on to our next guest. Hi, Goose. Wait, what did you say? That's menswear medicated. Oh, goodness. We're going to move on to our next guest. Love it.
Hello.
Whiteheart, can I get your age, please?
18.
What year and month were you born?
2006.
What month?
Huh?
What? Wait, you said you were 18?
Yeah.
Goodbye. Do your math better. Alrighty. Guys, I am elevated beyond all reason. You guys should be able to do your math better than me, but that's, I guess, saying something about the education for our entire country. Luke, can I get your age, please?
Top 10 most skibbity moments of 2025.
That is a fucking fetus. Deletus
That is a
Zephetus.
child.
Wow.
Get the fuck out. The fuck.
Wow.
Alrighty. We're going to move on to our next guest. I don't even know how I would pronounce this name if this person even loads in. Oh. If you can't see me, I can't hear you. Yep. Completely teacupping. Okay, bye. We're going to move on to our next guest. Alrighty. Thank you so much, Mary. I appreciate it. All right, we're going to bring up our next guest. Continue tapping the screen, please. Let's try to hit 30,000 likes. There's 127 people in here. I know we can do that really quickly. Charles, can I get your age, please?
39.
Cool. And how do you know someone who is using the bathroom is trans?
That is a great question. I guess I should have read your question on the... Sorry. I don't pay that close attention to people using the bathroom beside me.
So, Charles, would you say that you mind your damn business?
Yes, sir.
That works for me. All right. You have a good rest of your day.
You too.
Cheers. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. No. Get out of here. How did you... Okay. Nicely done, Charles. Appreciate it. Mind your own business. We appreciate it. V, can I get your age, please? V? VTZ? VTZ? Bonsoir. Hello. All right, we're gonna fuck. I might have to do a restart, to be honest with you. Oh, we got one more. And if this doesn't go through, then I'm going to do a restart. Kirby, can I get your age, please?
Hello, 22.
Cool. And how do you know someone who is using the bathroom is trans?
Because they're gorgeous.
Wasn't ready for that answer. Not even gonna lie to you. I don't.
But I do. I'm gonna choke.
Fuck. I don't have an argument. I think I've been beaten, guys.
Yeah,
I've been beaten. I've been beaten. That's it.
What do you think the best kind of outcome for other than just like keeping things the way they are now? Well, not now, but like keeping the bathrooms the same. What do you think the best way to solve the problem or whatever?
In an ideal world, something that I would love to have happen is that we completely delete the separation of the genders. And I'll explain. So the like common area would be like, you know, where you wash your hands, you know, maybe touch up your makeup if you're, you know, if you're a girl, and like that basic stuff, you know, where you're not going to be, you know, doing business in front of people. So like say a dad and his daughter can go into this common area. Okay. And now along the wall of this common area are just doors, because on the other side of these doors are fully enclosed from floor to ceiling, like stalls that are single occupant. So that way the dad can watch. Hi, Nemo. See you down there. That way the dad can watch, his daughter go right to the door. He can watch her open the door. He can see what's inside. She can go in there, close the door, lock the door from the inside. Dad can wait, hang out, do whatever he needs to do. And then she comes out, boom. Dad hasn't even had to leave, like, let his daughter leave his eyesight pretty much. You know?
I could not agree more on that. I really think, just have floor to ceiling doors and then, just do a sink with like, or do a hallway with sinks and mirrors. Like it's not complex or difficult.
Yeah, no, 100%. And it's like, it definitely, the reason that it's ideal, thank you so much for the heart medium. I appreciate it. The reason it's ideal is because like the cost to be able to do that and to get society. If we were going to go by with what, like what we have, like,
I mean,
in current
hypothetically, you could just remove the signs. And
correct.
Then,
yeah, you could, but we'd have to. With our current stall system, it would be a little bit weird. With our current stall system, I would then turn to statistics, and statistics say nothing about trans women being a danger to cisgender women in the women's restroom. However, we do have studies to prove that trans women are 4 times more likely to be either essayed or just assaulted in general, just for being forced to go into the men's restroom. So it's kind of like a one is a boogeyman, and then one is actual statistics of like people actually getting hurt, and then there's this over here of everyone just wants to think that all trans people are predators and everything like that, and just automatically assume, and that's a problem. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It would be much, much safer. Neats, thank you so much for the heart me. It would be so much safer for everybody if, with our current system, if we just allowed trans people to go to the bathroom that aligned with their gender, that aligns with, to go into the gendered bathroom that aligns with their gender identity. It, like I said, by doing that, there's no statistical data or even reason evidence to prove that by allowing trans people to do that, it doesn't cause any extra. Does that make sense?
Yeah, exactly. it's hilarious to me that people will think that someone who's looking to essay somebody in a bathroom will walk up to a woman's restroom and go like, "Oh man, sure, like too bad I can't go in there."
That's what
Like,
I thought too. They act like there's an
at the-
invisible force field there that's gonna stop somebody who's a predator. They have to dress up in order to be able to get
I guess
through
I
this
have
force
to.
field.
I can't go in there. I sure would like to, but
Real quick,
just can't.
Mary has something she wants to say to you.
Hey Kirby, I just wanted to just add to what the host was saying. You know, from 1851 to 2015, right? Transgender women, cisgender women, intersex women have all been sharing the bathrooms together with literally no issue, right? You know, why
Right.
all of a sudden in 2015 has this become such an issue, right? The fear mongering, the propaganda, you know, that all cisgender women need to fear transgender women, right? That's such statistically incorrect, right? You know, Kirby, we know who is statistically harming women and children. It's cisgender men. It's not a transgender woman, right? We know that, Kirby. But yet,
Exactly.
yeah, the fear mongering, and you know where statistically women and children are being harmed and assaulted, Kirby?
Sorry.
What? Sorry.
Do you know where? No, that's okay. Do you know where women and children are statistically being harmed the most?
I do not.
Yeah, they're home. They're the safety of these places that are supposed to be safe. It's not statistically happening in a bathroom. That's like at the bottom. Like we are tossing statistically. That is like where it is not happening. So that's just something to think about.
I have heard that. Where
Yeah,
I mean,
so-
it's like the most likely person to essay or even murder you is
Yes,
I'd say
it's your
sh-
intimate
you gotta
a
say
person that
murder.
lives in your house.
Just make sure
Yeah,
if
your
you say it
intimate
again, Kirby.
partner.
If you
Yeah,
have to say that word again, say just put like a schmur, like a schmurder.
Right.
Or
right.
unalive. Unalive is another one. Unalive is probably better, to be honest with you. But not to say that you did anything wrong. If you didn't know, it's genuine. Nothing wrong with it. But I just want to let you know for later.
Kirby, you're absolutely right. The statistically
Thank you, Cricket.
who harms pregnant women is their intimate partner, Kirby.
Sorry, Cricket sent me a gift.
Oh, I don't know if you catch what I said, Kirby. I think you alluded to
Yeah.
it.
No. Yeah, you're making good. Yeah. No. I
Yeah.
100% agree.
So the fear mongering that a transgender woman is statistically going to harm me as a cisgender woman using the bathroom is BS. We know that.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, no, I'm glad that we could talk that out. Do you have any questions or anything that possibly that you want to ask? I mean, like this is a
On a comical note, have you seen the It's Always Sunny episode of the bathroom issue?
no. I love Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Don't get me wrong.
They have an episode where the whole time is just them arguing about it, and one of their solutions is that it's just a piss room, shit room. One of them is I think at the end of the episode they just label it as animal shit house on both doors.
Oh yes, yeah, I do remember that episode. That shit was so funny. Okay, Cricket, I got you. That episode. That shit was so funny. Okay, Cricket, I got you. You're welcome. Cricket, you can't do two in a row. That's not... Kirby, is there anything else you wanted to talk about before I drop you down?
No, that was all. Thank you.
Cool. You have a great rest of your night.
Yeah.
Cheers. Alrighty. We're going to move on. If you guys are wondering how I do it, you know how like in like when you speak any kind of Latin language, the rolling of the R's, the like carne asada, when you go like thank you so much, Firefly. I appreciate the heart me. You have to like incorporate a whistle at the same time. And yes, I was able to do it before I lost my teeth too. So don't think it's just because I don't have my front teeth. So I'm gonna bring up our next guest. Oh, our only guest is Skillard. Goodbye,
You
Skillard.
sound like a chicken. Listen.
Hayden, it's like, when you're from Massachusetts, you try not to use your R's. So you just, we try not to use our R's. We say park. We don't, we just kind of forget that R.
When did you get a fat gift, Mary? Oh, that's what Cricket sent you. Oh.
Oh, I didn't even notice that. Whoever sent me something, thank you. Wow, thank you.
Have we talked to Zico before? I feel like I've talked. Are
Yeah,
they a problem?
we've talked to Zico before, and
Problem?
I think Dr. Joe Bell has too.
Never remember, you know me.
It eludes me.
But we have.
Zico, can I get your age again?
27.
Cool. And so how do you know that somebody in the bathroom is trans?
You don't, not always. I mean, there's visual clues, but sometimes you can be wrong about that.
What visual clues are we talking about?
Anything that a male would have.
And what is that specifically?
I don't know, height. No, I mean, specifically I can't answer, but generally like height, voice if they talk, facial hair, build, things like that.
Okay, so you know how you said like typically, or like you said normally, but in science we say typically, and atypically. Caden, thank you so much for heart me. I appreciate it. So typically, sure, yeah, I mean like we would notice that there may be a little bit of a taller average amongst like men. I wouldn't necessarily say the Adam's apple. A lot of people try to say that one, but plenty of men either don't have like a protruding Adam's apple, or yeah. So that one's kind of a I don't know why people go down that route. So like and like here's the thing though, it's like atypically, like I would say that less than 1% of the population would be reasonable to say atypically, but they're still like part of the group, correct?
Right, so people are atypical but still part of the group.
Correct. So like, okay, so for example, let's do trans and cis people. So typically, cisgender people where your sex that you were assigned at birth and your gender identity align. Okay? That's typically. Yeah. Now, atypically, for about 1.5% of the population globally, that gender identity and that sex assigned at birth do not align. Then you're transgender. However, are those humans still a part of society?
Still a part of society?
Yes. And are they still humans?
Absolutely. Everyone's a human. Everyone's part. I mean, every human's a human. Everyone's part of society.
So cool. So we at least know that trans people are alive. They're people.
They exist. I don't deny that.
And so here's the thing: is like typically, sure, like what say you would call normal, sure, but there's the atypical. There's variations on things. Do you see what I mean? Like, but they're still valid, just how they are. Like, it's not that they need to change. Not that they have to hold back who they are, if that makes sense. So, like, for example, a trans woman saying that they're a man and not like allowing them to be themselves is like what I'm talking about.
Okay, this is the bit where I'm going to upset you probably. Absolutely, you can be yourself, but you can't mandate other people to accept what you claim to be.
Okay, well, how about, can I ask, could you meet me halfway and at least be respectful to people to their face?
Yes, absolutely, but
Okay.
when
That's
we're
what I,
talking-
that's the problem with a lot of people. Is a lot of people, thank you so much, Jade, I appreciate that. Is a lot of people won't even give that to trans people. They won't even give them the respect to their face. So like if you saw a trans woman to sit there and keep saying he and him and whatnot, like to their face and whatnot, and what'll happen is you'll notice you'll start doing it out of habit. That's how I got my mom to do it for a while, and didn't really push her to do it. I just it was kind of one of those things that just introduced. Mary, what's up?
Zico, I just want to say, you obviously are entitled to your feelings and opinions, right, Zico? I mean, you are entitled to those feelings, opinions, but something I just want you to think about. Your feelings and opinions are not backed in science and facts. I just want you to understand that, right? I'm not saying you can't have your feelings or opinions, but what your feelings and opinions are not backed in science, right? We have science saying
what
that
isn't backed in
transgender.
Sorry.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
What isn't backed in science that I said?
That sex and gender are separate. That transgender women are women. That transgender men are men. That non-binary people exist. We have in every medical association supports that sex and gender are different. This has been scientifically answered. So if you believe that sex and gender are correct, if you believe that sex and gender are the same, do you, right? Do you? But what science is saying is that we have determined that sex and gender are separate. We have the data research, scientific peer-reviewed studies to support that. That's all.
I think also, I think you need to remember that while you may not choose to agree with whatever it is that you disagree with about trans people, right? You need to remember that they are human beings and they exist and they deserve basic human dignity, and that includes not to be rejected by society, that it includes not being called names, that also includes not being laid out and spoken about behind their back and so on and so forth. That is literally the most basic level of human dignity that we can give somebody. So while you may disagree with trans people, the fact that you felt the need to even come up on a panel to discuss whether you can tell whether somebody's trans or not, that shows a lack of that basic human dignity. That's just my comment on this.
I mean, it isn't my claim that anybody on this earth isn't a human being worthy of dignity and respect. It's just that how you identify is not what everyone should expect. And interestingly enough, I know that gender dysphoria is a real thing, and I do accept that. Whether that means that you are what you claim to be, I'm not sure.
Can I ask you a question?
I will accept that. I'll accept gender dysphoric people.
Hey, Zico, can I ask you a question?
Yeah, go on.
Okay. Fuck, I lost it. Damn it. Fuck. All right, go ahead.
I was gonna say I will accept genuinely gender dysphoric people.
Oh,
a lot more before I accept sort of non-binary people.
So I have a question.
They say they are not as people, but to as their identity.
So let's see. So we're looking at psychology, which they don't even teach in high school. Wait, did you go to uni?
Yeah.
Okay, so they do teach. What did you What did you certify in?
I did law.
Law? Okay.
Yeah.
So you went through basic biology in high school, right? Or in
Secondary school, yeah.
secondary, yes. Yeah, secondary school. Okay. And then did you also do like a basics physics course?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Do you think that all of this, what we're talking about, is simple biology and just easy to understand?
No, I don't.
Okay. So why are you making such a strong claim? Of like, you just don't... I'm confused.
I don't think it's biology. I think it's psychology.
Did you study psychology?
I did for a year, but we didn't touch upon any of this. No, it's not about this.
But you made the claim that you accept people with gender dysphoria, right? And then you follow that up with not accepting non-binary people. Is that correct? Did I get that right?
Yeah, you did.
Okay. All right. You do realize that people who are non-binary also have gender dysphoria, and that gender dysphoria is not unique to trans people.
I think for it to be conditioned where you are, like, for example, people feel depressed sometimes, right? But it doesn't mean you have depression.
Okay, so you
Right,
think
but
that
different levels of depression will warrant different types of medication, correct? Different levels of treatment.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, what I'm saying is one that won't warrant it and one that will. So either you feel depressed sometimes but doesn't warrant medication, or you have a condition that is depression, so you need medication for it. So
You know, you could be diagnosed with depression and not take medication, right?
yeah, there's a difference between somebody
Okay,
just feeling down
yeah,
one day and then somebody
you can
being
have
diagnosed with
you can have
complex
depression, but like someone that has depression, someone that takes medication for depression will have depression, but someone that takes medication for depression that doesn't have depression shouldn't take that medication.
But you understand that you can have days where you're down and depressed, but that doesn't mean you take medication all the time. There's different levels that may have to warrant medication.
Let me
Do you
clarify.
understand
Sorry.
that?
I do. Sorry, let me clarify. So there's people that sometimes feel depressed but won't have treatment for depression. Like, it is an emotion. Same way gender dysphoria is an emotion, but you can have the actual clinical diagnosis of being gender dysphoric rather than feeling it.
Yeah, but
And you
Rather than
realize that and you understand that cisgender people also have gender dysphoria. You understand that, Zico, correct?
Yeah, so what I was
Okay.
highlighting was the difference between feeling it sometimes and having the condition of, like, it. I don't want to say characterize you as it, but having the condition of being gender dysphoric rather than just feeling it sometimes.
No.
Well, say a cis woman could feel
Gender
sometimes.
people are also diagnosed with gender dysphoria.
Yeah.
They're not just simply
Really?
dysphoric at times.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are diagnosed. You need to go have a look at the DSM.
It just depends on like,
Oh,
okay, so
hang on. If you Karina's in the comments. Karina's a clinical psychologist and a trans woman, and this is her field. If you want to bring somebody up that speaks the
I'm gonna bring
diagnosis
up
side.
if
Karina, can you comment?
Karina?
Yes, she's yeah.
Perfect.
She's a trans woman.
Awesome.
She's the
Send me up too.
co-owner of my server.
Where Karina?
Where are you,
Shea?
Karina?
Wait a minute. I feel like
You must know Karina.
no, I don't honestly. I think Karina and I have probably interacted before in a live, but I haven't had the pleasure of talking with Karina on an extended period of time. I don't know if she wants to come up or not. By the way, Zico, at this point, like, I don't like dogpiling people. If I bring people up, it's because, like, I believe that the people who are coming up have experience in the fields of study to which can pass along information better than I could in regards to, like, certain individual topics. Does that make sense?
I don't feel dogpiled. It's fine.
Okay, cool. Is Karina not coming up, Jubbo?
I think that she just did a drive-by.
Oh, okay. We have Sim. Sim is
What is
therapist.
she saying?
Oh, I don't know if she's still here.
No,
what
she
did
did
she
a
say?
drive-by.
Oh, she did it. Okay. She's
Well,
not. She's
I
not
will
in
say
here.
one thing that I disagree. I see Karina put in the comments that cisgender people cannot have gender dysphoria, and that's not accurate. Cisgender people absolutely can have gender dysphoria. So
Wait,
that
who
is
is saying
something publicly that's been documented. Because gender dysphoria is not specific to trans people. It's not specifically because of that. A lot of people conflate the terminology. So I kind of came in a little late. Zeke, remind me again, what is your claim here at this point? So I'm caught up, please.
We're more or less like, it's not really a claim. It's just, I think we're just, yeah, I don't necessarily know if Zico's got a claim, but oh, look at that. What the heck?
What I'm saying is, it's well within your right to identify how you please. No one can come into your brain and tell you that you're something that you don't think you are. But for me, the line has to be drawn at mandating people to accept that.
Oh, that's what it was. Okay, never mind. Like I said, it's just more or less like respect. I wouldn't say like you have to internally, like in your soul, accept it. But I would say like if you see a trans woman, what good does it do to be a dick?
Well,
like, you know what I mean?
Here's my question, and I guess so. I want to kind of do this in steps a little bit. So let me start with a basic.
You got it for a second?
Yeah, I got you.
Cool. Be right back.
Let me start with like a basic question. Okay, so because like I said, I came in kind of late, so I want to get an understanding of where your starting point is. So say you meet someone and they introduce themselves to you as Michael.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And you say, "Hi, Mike, it's very nice to meet you." And they say, No, my name is Michael. Would you correct yourself then and start referring to them as Michael?
Yeah, I would.
Or would you insist on continuing to call them Mike, even though they said they wanted to be called Michael?
I mean, I might just say, well, Mike's like a nickname, but if they insist on Michael, I would say Michael.
Okay. So you have a basic understanding of people's identities and how they prefer to be recognized then, right?
No, a name's not an identity. Names
Their name is part of their identity, though.
A name's made up completely.
Hurricane, Karina's on the request, I think.
Oh, okay.
I don't have
Perfect.
those.
No, that's fine. I've
But
got.
there's no rules to why we call someone that. It's just that your parents gave birth to you and they said, "Hey, we'll call this thing this." Names. I mean, a name can have a
The point
meaning,
that I'm
but it has
making
no
is a
bearing
starting
on
point, as a foundation of starting point. What I'm saying is you give that person a level of respect to call them by the name that they prefer. It's not something that you have to agree with, that you're expected to agree with. You're just identifying that person says, "Hey, I don't go by this other name, I go by this name." And you respect that, correct?
Again, a name has no basis in anything. It's completely made up. So yeah, I'll respect it because
Everything is made up. I mean,
you've
as
made up
humans,
your
we
own
make
name.
everything up. We identify things. Words are all made up. I mean, so to say that things are made up, I mean, definitions are made up by man. That's what we do. We define things. We
Definitions
make
mean
words.
things.
Definitions are
definitions mean things.
descriptive. That's why there's like multiple definitions for like a word. Like think about the word run. How many different definitions and usages there are for the word run?
I think you missed what Hurricane was saying. So, host.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Host, what's your
My
name?
bad.
Host, what's your name?
Oh, I'm Hayden.
Okay, so do you mean Hayden? What does Hayden mean?
Well, I've looked it up. It means Hay Valley. I don't necessarily know outside of that. It's just my name.
Exactly. So it's like it's not made. It's made up. That's what it is. So like someone has given you the name Hayden, or you chose it for yourself. It's made up. That's not what any.
Okay,
other
but
word
gender
in
is
the Latin
technically made
language
up
is.
too. Gender itself is made up as well. So is race.
Sexism.
Again, it's a social construct. So,
Yeah.
I mean, so it's made up as well.
Biological sex is different. But I'm not talking about biological sex. I'm talking about gender.
I mean, even race, like race, yeah, race is a social construct, but it's based on some kind of science, isn't it?
No,
No,
it's not.
not at all.
Ethnicity might be is, but race is not.
Mm-hmm.
Race was
Adored,
completely
thank you.
social construct
Appreciate that.
created for financial and economic purposes.
I agree that race is a social construct, but it is based on some ethnicity, isn't it?
No. It's
Not at all.
based on the physiological expression of certain biological traits, but it's not indicative of any specific cultural trait at all. It's not even indicative of a specific region anymore.
Race is based on ethnicity. It absolutely is.
No, it's not.
I agree that it is based. It has some bearing on like how you look, but
Tell me how you think that race is based on ethnicity. And you will need to provide me with a definition of what ethnicity is.
okay, I'll have a look. But okay, so you, for example, what continent are you from?
Me, I come from Central America. I was born in Guatemala.
Guatemala. And what's your what's your race? What would you say?
Mixed.
Mixed of.
Yeah, mixed. What do you think I am?
What's the mix?
If you think that my ethnicity is reflected in my physiological characteristics, tell me exactly what my race is.
You're from Guatemala and you're mixed. What's your ethnicity? What's your heritage?
No, I'm asking you. You tell me that you can tell by race.
Okay, so you say you're from Guatemala,
Yes,
and were you born in Guatemala?
I was.
Where were your parents born?
Guatemala.
And where were their parents born?
So you're essentially trying to draw a family tree now, right? You are not actually, well, no, actually it's not.
Oh shit!
The
Got
thing
me on
is,
that one.
You are asking nationalities and you're talking about where my family comes from to try and establish a biological link. But by looking at me, you are unable to determine my race because there is absolutely nothing in the way that I look that reflects either culture or ethnicity.
Okay, so
Unfortunately, this is the one topic that you probably can't argue with me because I study anthropology. I am a doctor of anthropology. This is something that is so very basic for us. This is evolutionary traits are simply adaptations of your body to the environment that developed over thousands of years. There's plenty of intermarriage across the world right now that there is no way to actually identify where somebody was born based solely on their physical characteristics.
I was about to say, I was like, are there not black people born around the world?
Plenty.
they are, but
That would be different. Technically different ethnicities.
no. So my claim was that I agreed that race was a social construct, but I said it was based in something that's real, like an ethnicity, right? So
No.
black people in America, why are they black and not, I don't know.
See,
Why are they black?
So now you're touching on the core of why this construct was built to begin with, right? The people that are African American were brought over from all over Africa, right? They're not the one group. And if you actually go to Africa and you have a look at the specific morphological differences of the skeletons of people that inhabit different regions of Africa, they're going to be different because they come from different areas with different environments, which has produced different adaptations, whether it's height, whether it's bone structure, or whether it's blood, or whether it's immunity, or whatever else. Right?
But they come from a specific place, right? Which is Africa.
Yes, but you're homogenizing an entire block of cultures into one. right? Those people in Africa may all have dark skin, but those people in Africa have a wealth of cultures. They are all different. You can't simply say that all people in Africa are the same culture or ethnicity, because that is a horrendous homogenization of an entire culture.
I didn't say that one bit. What I'm
No,
saying is
I know.
what I'm saying is that race is rooted in ethnicity. So they all come from Africa, and because
But they don't have the same
in a way
ethnicity.
that they look similar, and of course they're not the same ethnicity, but they look the same. Well, not exactly the same. Let me
No.
change that. So, but they have the same skin tones. That's what race is rooted in. People from a specific certain area. For example, take India.
Oh.
In India, you will find people who are darker than those in Africa.
Zico, I'm sorry.
Bye. For that.
I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry. That's just the way it be. Karina.
And I remember the last conversation with them was the same, pretty circular, and it's ridiculous.
How do you homogenize an entire continent into saying that they're all the same because they have, like, come on. Fuck.
Hi, Doctor.
Hola, how are you?
Hi,
Hola,
Karina.
¿cómo está?
Hi.
Amber, are you a friend? Friendly?
I'm a friendly.
Oh, W, I'm gonna give you a follow then. I am gonna drop you down though, because I do want to keep the panel down to
Okay.
just the 4. But I
Yeah,
appreciate
that's
it.
fair.
Thank you.
Just anyway, before I get dropped down. Oh,
Yeah, go
hi,
ahead.
Dr. Gelbell. Hope you're doing well.
Hi, Amber. Thank you.
Invite me up if you ever need a friendly or anything.
I appreciate you, Amber. Thank you so much.
Okay.
It was a pleasure
Bye.
meeting you. Alrighty, we are gonna move on to our next guest. Do we have any? Oh, I just have a friendly in the. Thank you so much for the heart, me, Chloe. I appreciate it. If you think you can tell if someone in the bathroom is trans, please request the box. I only got like. Yeah. I mean,
Karina.
I could restart and go for like another 50
Hang on,
minutes,
I have
hour.
a question for Karina. Karina, I was under the impression that gender dysphoria is something that cis people can also develop. Can you
They
elaborate
could-
on that? Because I'm confused.
Yeah, so there's two ways to talk about gender dysphoria. One in the clinical sense, so the actual criteria of the diagnosis, and then another way which is similar to the way that we talk about depression, like we describe someone as depressed, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they meet the criteria for clinical depression. So it is possible for a cisgender person to feel dysphoric about their gender, but that doesn't mean that they have an incongruence. I mean, according to the DSM-5, right, they don't have their experience is not accompanied by the incongruence between their expressed gender and
The distress
their
level's
assigned
not
gender.
high enough, would you say?
Yeah, so the criteria for gender dysphoria it's like a two-pronged thing for adults. It's the incongruence has to be marked and it has to be there, plus the distress level has to be high enough to cause a significant distress, right? So a cisgender person, by them being cisgender, there is the lack of the incongruity there just by the use of the word. So I would argue that if someone is saying that they're cisgender and they have the incongruity and they're dysphoric, they're not actually cisgender, they're transgender. And so
you're going to piss off a lot of people, Karina.
Why is that?
You're going to have a bunch of cisgender people questioning themselves.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, it
be
it
hilarious.
happens. And I'll say that the reason why the distinction is important is because of, like, I work in advocacy quite a bit. I'm a clinical therapist. So when we go and we advocate for the use of the diagnosis codes, we have to be this specific and we have to be careful with how we use the terminology because, like, you know, there's a big agenda to try to undo the efficacy of the diagnosis. But I will say there's a lot of cisgender people that do feel dysphoric about their gender. And that's why they go and, you know, they get, I'll use this like loosely, but they get like gender affirming enhancements and treatment.
Let's be honest. Breast augmentation.
Yeah.
Right.
Hair plugs.
Right.
Nose jobs.
I agree with that. So it sounds like basically just what you're
What just happened?
That it sounds like what you're saying, if I understand correctly, basically is that yes, cisgender people can have periods where they have dysphoria with their gender, but it's not related to an incongruence between their identity and their schmex. I mean, that's the main difference.
And I would,
which I agree 100% with. I just so thank you for kind of clarifying that in a way that I wasn't really able to kind of eliminate before.
I'm so sorry. The comment that I left was just so bold, and I was like, I should probably explain what I mean.
So rash. So bold.
I was like,
wait a second,
don't go against
too,
Karina in anything in psychology, and I was like, oh, hang on, what have I been saying?
So Karina, I think people, maybe you can help clarify, because I think people don't understand maybe the difference between body dysmorphia and gender dysphoria. Like,
right.
Yeah, so I think there's a lot of not understanding, and maybe you could kind of help explain the difference between both of them. That may help a little bit too, because I think there's definitely a confusion. I've heard people use the terms incorrectly many times.
Yeah, so gender dysphoria has to do with what the DSM calls the incongruence between our gender identity and our assigned sex. So that means that transgender people tend to have the significant distress related to how their body is formed and how it looks and how it feels as it relates to their gender identity, right? It's all about gender identity.
Right.
Body dysmorphia focuses on like the alteration or removal of body parts, but it's not connected to their gender identity. Does that make sense? So
Yes. So as a cisgender woman, I consider my breast too large. Like I literally am like, maybe want to have a breast reduction, right? So would you consider that body dysmorphia versus gender dysphoria?
It would be, I mean, I would have to like dig deeper into like your lived experience, but say that you had a really deep, significant impact because of that, because of the size of your breast, then yeah, that could fall in line with, that could potentially lead you into a diagnosis of body dysmorphia. Now, if it was for example, a female-bodied individual who has breast and they want to get rid of their breast because it does not align with their gender, that's the defining point. Like, that would be gender
right.
Yeah, and it doesn't impact my day-to-day life. Obviously, I'm living my life well. I'm just saying, like, for me, I'm literally like 4'10", right? 4'9", and I'm like a 42 double D, right? So, yes, like... It is on my back and other part, I mean, it's just...
Body dysmorphia deals with the perception of abnormality with your body. And so if you're just uncomfortable with it, I mean, because there's some females that have breasts that they actually are not large breasted, but they see themselves of having abnormally large breasts, and so they want to get rid of their breasts.
Right.
So that would be dysmorphia.
Right. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was done.
I apologize.
You guys ready? Karina, you want to hang up or hang out?
Oh yeah. I'll get done.
I just have to laugh at a comment. Why would you reduce something that men love?
Oh my
Because
God.
it's my body if I make that decision. Nobody else's.
Oh.
No.
Oh no. Karina, you don't have to drop. That was asking if you wanted to hang out, not hang up.
Do you know, Karina doesn't usually, she doesn't go on panels a lot, and it's such a treat to have her up. It was amazing.
I feel very honored. Thank you.
Yeah, I sent her a follow.
Yeah.
She's the co-owner of my server, and she's always in the server. She's always, she created the server. So she's a wealth of information, and yeah, she's my sister. I love her.
I love it. Cricket, I don't know. We're gonna find out. Oh, and can I get your age, please?
20.
And how do you know someone who is using the bathroom is trans? No, Cricket, I'm gonna stay live.
I mean, chicks don't have dicks. And
We're gonna
men
start
don't
with the
have
maturity of a
vaginas.
10-year-old.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, oh, and here we go.
The maturity of a
And this
10-year-old?
is the one, and this is the one, by the way, that just made the comment, I think, about
Hi.
Oh,
wanting.
jeez.
Oh, okay.
That was awesome.
Goodbye.
W.
Like at this point, they might as well come up
Later.
saying chicks don't have winkies and we'll know
Right.
the maturity level.
I
Like,
just, I
honestly.
can't.
God.
Oh, wait, was that Cricket?
That's great.
There you go, Cricket.
W.
Deported. Jesus fucking Christ. Some of you in my comments, I love you. Steven, can I get your age?
32.
Cool. And wait, did somebody want to say something really quick?
I have a question. This
What's up?
deportation in the US, all right, we see all the news here in Australia about deporting people, but you're only deporting men. Where are the women? What are you doing with the women?
Right.
Are they like somewhere producing children for like the president who's like bringing fertility back or what?
Oh,
That's my
Dr.
question.
Dr. Gel Bell, you did hear him get caught off mic literally saying that he wants to do more quote unquote camps in El
Yep.
Salvador.
Yes,
Yeah,
I
he
did,
wants to
but
open like
where
what,
are
4
the
more
women?
camps
And
or
he
something?
said we're going to move the bad U.S. people, right? The bad U.S. prisoners, right?
Yeah, I heard all of that, but it's for men. Where are the women?
Right.
Right, exactly.
Like he's
And-
taking women off the street. Are they
Yes.
pregnant somewhere producing children for him? Like what the hell?
Yeah.
Well, you did hear he is the fertilization president. You did, yes, you did hear him say that, correct? Yes.
Yeah, he's so gross.
He is one of the most freaking disgusting. I have no words for that bio man. Like I
Yeah.
literally have no words.
Sorry, you said deportation, and my mind went right into that. Where are the women? Sorry, you can go back to your guest. I'm so sorry.
You're good. You're good.
It's
Steven,
a valid question, though, for sure.
it is a valid question.
Yeah.
For different life.
Is
Right. How do you know that someone who is using the bathroom is trans, Steven? But he is a vile man. Yes, he is.
Well, here's the thing. I mean, a woman has a vagina and a man has a cock, right? So
Yeah, dude, could you not
it's not
say
that
it
hard
like
to
that?
tell.
Could you not say it like that, please? Steven?
Well, you know what I
Steven.
mean. I
Oh, we
Hey.
already got to
Take it back.
Cricket. Cricket apparently really, really, really wants me to restart.
So I think Cricket at this point is like taking the hard line that if you can't use appropriate, like decent language, you're out. Like
Right.
we're not even gonna
Hold up.
entertain the juvenile today.
Someone did it again. Tyler.
Hey Tyler.
Hi. How are you, bud?
doing all right?
Yeah. I'm having a fun ass time. But Cricket, oh god, I gotta do it again.
I'm sorry. We have an amazing panel tonight. I just love who like just love everybody we have right now.
That was fantastic. How do you guys like my new light setup? This is a whole new.
I love it.
Love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
I feel a little more sophisticated. I'll show you guys outside of the live. One of these days. Owen is back in the request. Is there anybody? Thank you so much. Let's see, Miss. Oh my goodness. Not that I'm doing advertisement or anything. This would be. Oh, son of a bitch. Son of a bitch. Hold on.
I can't see it. What happened?
Okay, this right here would be
Oh, yeah.
my mic. It is.
Wait, hold on. I can't see the right.
Maono. Maono.
Okay.
And it is the gaming USB microphone with noise canceling boom arm bundle. I think it's like $50.
It's not bad. It's not
No,
bad.
not bad at all. Let me get my background back up. I can't see what the chat has been saying this whole time. Hello. All right. Is there anybody else who thinks that they could tell if somebody? Oh, okay. We got somebody.
Oh god, here we go.
Yeah, Marcus, can I get your age? Mark.
30.
Did you say you're 30?
Yeah.
Cool. And how do you know someone who is using the bathroom is trans?
Well, I just want to understand why you guys are a bunch of fucking faggots. And Cricket's a fucking retard.
Jeez. Okay. TikTok, that person. Cricket. Cricket. Now I'm going to owe you money. Now I'm going to owe you money. Okay? Because that was just, I had to drop that person.
Right.
That's just not even fair.
So Cricket gets a freebie the next time we have Cricket gets a freebie to say the next time that.
Fuck, I'm smiling too much right now to be able to fucking do the noise. Like, do the roar. Do the roar.
That guess was just so big mad that Cricket can actually afford to send galaxies.
Right?
Yeah, no, I'm not even gonna lie to you, Cricket. Like, W Cricket in the chat, please. Cricket has been just awesome this whole
I know.
live.
We love Cricket.
Wait. Cricket. Yes, we are friends. I needed to make sure, because there has been some weird shit going on with some of my,
That's,
stuff.
you're absolutely right in that. It has been glitching because I know there's creators I follow, and then all of a sudden it unfollows them, and I have to follow them back. It is.
Yeah.
It really is. And by the way, we all know that TikTok is literally not pushing out the videos for this community. It is obvious.
Yeah.
It is so obvious.
I am doing my wholehearted best to just every trick in the book that I have learned over the past 12 years of doing my own social media networking. And it is ever evolving, first of all. Second of all, I'm almost at a point where I'm like, I don't even know what I can pull out of my ass anymore to be able to push out my videos, So it is what it is. But if you think you can tell if someone in the bathroom is trans, please request the box. Otherwise, tap the screen. We are so close to 50K. If we could please hit 50K,
I'm pretty sure that it's
so
just,
happy.
I'm pretty sure it's just American posts that aren't being pushed out because everybody else's are. It's just that you guys are censored to
hate it here.
So
Fuck, I hate it here.
If anybody needs me to make an account for them from Australia, I'm more than happy to do so.
Well, I may have you do that. I may possibly have you do that for me. That may be a possibility.
My second account was actually Alex's, one of Alex's spare accounts, when I got bananaed, and she just gave it to me. And it's got all the features from New Zealand instead of Australia. And New Zealanders can even send photos in DMs.
Really?
Yeah, but Australians can't. So that one account.
Who? Wait, who?
New
Can
Zealanders.
send photos?
Yeah, you can actually take a photo and send it in the DMs.
In the UK?
Interesting.
No, in New Zealand.
Oh, in New Zealand. But
Yeah,
Australia,
so-
you can't do that?
No, we can't do that. But I have that one account because it used to be Alex's. That does.
So
And
here's my question:
Yes.
when you send a photo through the New Zealand account, does a person in the U.S. can they receive it? If they can't send it, can they receive a picture?
I don't know. I haven't
In New
tried. I've
Zealand?
tried with Alex. I've sent screen,
Yes,
and video
I've-
recordings back and forth.
Yeah, Jill Bell, I have tried to send you a message direct to, through TikTok of images, and I can't. That's why I may have to send you stuff occasionally through Discord. It doesn't allow me.
But it still has the features of New Zealand. So when I go live on that account, I get all the New Zealand people looking at the posts. And when I post from my normal Australian account, it's from Australia. So if you want accounts that are not as monitored, perhaps we can help out. I'm going to volunteer Alex because she's in the chat and she's an extension of me. So
Hi, Alex.
We love Alex.
If you need help creating accounts that are not
Alex
as
is a lovely human being.
oh well, I wouldn't go that far. She's quite feisty.
All right. Okay. I'm so sorry. Do we all know who? Look who you're talking to. That is why I love the shit out of Alex. Because I'm feisty. That's why I love it.
Dr.
That's why I love
Jelbel,
it.
you are talking to
Love
a
you, Alex.
Gen X Scorpio intersex woman. Like, we are as feisty
Rare.
as you're gonna get.
You're
I
talking
just like
to a
teasing
cis,
Alex.
You're talking to a cis male, which really does not care and is somehow fighting for something which really does not concern them. So honestly, this just isn't right. So I'm gonna sit here till my last breath.
I just want to say hi to Jim Leahy. Like, he's just obsessed with this community. Like, he just loves to come into all of these spaces and lives and.
Jim Leahy.
Hi, Jim.
Like, hold
Hi,
up.
Jim.
Wait. Like, from Trailer Park Boys, Jim Leahy.
I know it's he's got no followers.
I mean,
but
like,
he's
I know
following,
it's
like,
not
600
actually
people that-
him.
right? Yeah.
Wait, MBM.
Yeah, MBM.
MBM has gifted me, I believe. I don't know. Interesting. All right. Is there really nobody? I might just end here. Being hateful. He's touched. Jesus, Cricket.
Listen,
you can't say that. Cricket, you can't.
You gotta have at least one more op that Cricket can kick because Cricket has a galaxy that they haven't been able to use because you haven't got that last one. So you gotta let somebody else up.
I don't even. That is true. I need one really just. All right, shitty person up here.
Let Jim Leahy up. He has a lot to say in the comments. Let's invite him up.
Shitty person up here. Okay, we're Jim Leahy.
Okay, I just want to clarify, Jim.
Can't-
Jim, I am not obsessed with you. You're obsessed with this community. You constantly come into these spaces. I am not following you into these spaces. Seriously, Jim.
Invite him up. He has a lot to say. Let's let him up.
I cannot invite him up.
He will never come up. He's a keyboard warrior. He will never come up. I honestly think it's Lucho, but I have never heard the voice.
That could be. Yeah, that makes
I've
sense.
never heard the voice, so I can't say it is
that makes
or
sense.
isn't.
What is the story with Lucho? Fully, I just know he's problematic and he's just annoying
No,
and super
he
transphobic.
really has.
Chelsea, thank you so much for the heart.
I
Yeah,
can
appreciate it.
say my interactions with Lucho, he literally has threatened members of this community, including me. He speaks about people's children. He has spoken about Goose's children. He has spoken about Echo's children.
Shit.
He is also I think even the gender criticals are like kind of like distance from him. He's just not a good person. And I think we have a picture of him. He actually showed up on camera. And they actually have a picture of him. And I'm not surprised.
But I think he's
at
got
all.
like 100 different accounts, doesn't he? I mean, that's
He
the
has
problem.
tons of different accounts.
He has so many accounts.
Yeah.
And this is the disgusting thing about him. Literally in a live, he did a comment with a coffin and a pew pew directed towards me, right?
Ooh.
And he also, do you remember Kari, who was a transgender woman who we all loved? Do you remember Kari? You may or may
Yeah.
not know Kari.
Yeah, no, I
Okay.
remember Kari.
He
Kari-
literally,
yeah.
he literally said that he was glad that Kari passed away.
Oh, man.
I was in Auntie Feather's live, like memorializing Kari, who was a good friend of many of us.
That's
They
so good.
literally came
Fly high,
into
Kari.
the live, literally came into the live and said in the comments, "I'm glad that Kari passed away. He is a piece of crap."
R.I.P. Kari in the chat. Never forget Kari. Never fucking be a
Kari.
dick. I'm so tired of
Absolutely
people being
love
a
Kari.
dick. Kari was actually like a really fun person to panel with.
Yes.
But you know,
And
Lucho,
here's the
Lucho
the
has
thing
this
about
fixation
Kari.
with Mary, right? Lucho chases Mary around and he targets her. He literally targets Mary because he's not that nasty to me. I have been yelling at Lucho for a very long time, and I yell at him in Spanish so he gets the point. And he's never ever said the horrible things that he says to Mary. It is like he's fixated with her.
Yeah.
That's weird. All right, I am gonna end right here. I don't know if anybody else is gonna go live, but I do want to do my last thank yous to everybody. I do want to start by thanking everybody in the chat. Thank you for the gifts for me and for the panel. I really enjoyed seeing the gifts go to the panel. That really made me happy. So I do want to thank you guys. Cricket, you are my MVP for tonight. I appreciate it. Tyler, Sim, Gelbell, and Mary, you guys are always. Oh, thank you. Holy shit. Thank you, Cricket.
Oh my.
Thank you. Definitely MVP for the night. The four of you, I appreciate you guys being up here as always. I really do.
For having me.
Yeah, and you know I'll be back tomorrow. So
Absolutely.
I have to say, I have had such a wonderful time with all of you tonight. Like, you literally are all like my peeps. Like, I love hanging with all of you and just having these awesome conversations. And so just love you all.
No, it's definitely, we're starting to see more. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but it's slowly we're getting to more productive conversations. I'm seeing more productive conversations now than I did like a few weeks back. So I'm pretty stoked about that.
Yeah, I agree with
because
that.
I don't want to sit here and argue all the time. I want to talk to people that
Right.
actually are fucking respectful.
Well, and I think we even each other out at times. I mean, we have a good we gel pretty well together, I think. And so, you know, if one of us gets heated, I think, you know, we all kind of naturally kind of step in and kind of help the other one out. And I like that.
And
I like being on a.
we understand
where
what it
can
takes
kind
to
of-
step back.
Right. We kind of protect each other's
Yeah.
peace, and I really like that.
No,
I have
100%,
tried to get a lot
appreciate it.
better with that, and I hope I have. Like, I really try to like just mute myself when I feel like because we all are so passionate about this, and we're so protective of our community, right? Like, and I know sometimes, like, you know, my East Coast FU attitude will want to come out, and I'm just like,
Hey, no shame
I'm
in
just-
that. No shame in that East Coast attitude.
you know, and it's like, so I'm really trying to better just mute myself, and like, I'm trying to be so much better about that, because
I think it's been
being
great.
being argumentative and just going back and forth is not going to have a beneficial conversation. So sometimes, and that's what I love about you, Hayden. I've noticed is like, you have more patience than I do at times, and I just mute, and I let you just have like that patient conversation, and I'm like, I love you for that.
There's a reason, like, the reason I keep my panels as small as I do is because back in the day when I used to join on 8 panels and whatnot and panel with other people, with there being so many people on panel, it gets super overwhelming. And like, especially if you have something you want to say, and it ends up, by the time the rotation gets around to you, the point has already been made and gone, and you're just like, well, fucking, I got nothing to say now, you know, kind of thing. And then, or you get heated because like you're trying to raise your voice in order for other people to hear you over the people who are already talking. So that's why I like what we do here. I love what we got going on. And last thank you, by the way, is to all of my mods in the chat. I fucking love you guys. You guys, I would not be able to do it. This includes you guys as well. Tyler, you're modded, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. This includes all you guys. Thank you. Because, like Joba was saying, like, when she first came up, like, that we got on that shit, like, real quick. So I liked that. Thank you. Thank you. But yeah, I am gonna end it, and I will be back tomorrow, same time as always, 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I might go a little bit longer tomorrow, seeing as it's Saturday, so we'll probably go for like 2.5 hours. So we'll have a fun little day tomorrow.
Oh, I would
Alright.
definitely be there for that.
Definitely
We'll
be a
get
good
some
time.
rest, do some gardening,
Oh, you know, that's exactly what I'm about to go do right now.
I would like.
I love that.
to
By the
say-
way, one of my favorite things to do on Saturday morning is get my coffee and go out yard selling and estate selling. I find
Oh, I love
the
that.
most awesome things.
Oh,
I
bet.
really do.
That actually sounds like a lot of fun. Like
It
a lot
is.
of fun.
By the way, my husband a few weeks ago probably got 350 pieces of clothing for $100.
Damn.
Yes. So like our garage is not is where I can't park the car at least for the interim.
I feel that. I can't do that with mine either.
I there's like 7 racks
For
of
so long.
clothes.
My dad was the same way.
7 racks of clothes, and it's like.
Did he just
It's
decide that he wanted
amazing.
to open up his own clothing shop, or like
Or have his own
Well,
garage
he
sale.
he actually has thought about doing like the eBay store, like we're kind of talking about that. But here's the cool thing: I get first dibs on any of the awesome clothes.
I mean,
that
yeah,
we find.
absolutely. Membership has its privileges.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And this particular last sale was literally like my size. I'm like, ooh, thank you,
Oh,
thank you,
that is so awesome.
thank you.
That's some smart shopping. That's awesome.
All right, guys. I appreciate you.
We
Toodles.
appreciate you too. You're awesome.
Bye, y'all.